but to inform their direction by education. Join Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live for the program, The Afternoon Conversation. We provide you a platform for open dialogue and intellectual exchange. We encourage listeners to think critically, challenge their perspectives, and explore different viewpoints on various subjects by fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. The Afternoon Conversation on Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live from Monday through Friday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Don't miss out.
Could we continue fighting? Yes. But above all else, the people must matter. I said to my colleagues, the chairman of the African Union, chairman of ECOWAS, Africa is at a crossroads. This new one world government, we must be very careful. Decisions are not being made in our capitals. They are being made in foreign capitals. The Liberian people must be left to determine their destiny. Could we continue fighting? Yes. But above all else, the people must matter. I said to my colleagues, the chairman of the African Union, chairman of ECOWAS, Africa is at a crossroads. This new one world government, we must be very careful. Decisions are not being made in our capitals. They are being made in foreign capitals. The Liberian people must be left to determine their destiny.
Oh, yes, what a pleasant way to say good afternoon. Wherever you are, whatever your time zone is, we say welcome to the afternoon conversation, a platform that is set aside for critical discussions. And we afford you the opportunity to weigh in relating to those issues that matters to the growth and development of our beloved country, Mama Liberia, regardless of your political affiliation, your religious belief. We give equal opportunity to discuss the issues that matters. And as a journalist, not just a journalist, but the one who follows the rudiments of journalism, of course, professionally, we always safeguard the airwaves from invectives and make sure that we do the things in line with our ethical standards. So, on this note, this is how I officially welcome you to the afternoon conversation. There are too many things happening in our country. We need to talk about these things. Um, Holding all factor constant, looking at Mama Liberia as the common denominator. You are from political party X, Y, or Z. Liberia stands tall amongst all. It is our common denominator. So we need to uphold and defend the integrity and the sacredness of our beloved country, Mama Liberia. Putting politicians before country is not something we should be doing, regardless of your positions. We must put country first. That's why we always say we need the reintroduction of civics in our schools. It gives us the clear understanding of how government works and tell us our roles and responsibilities as citizens. The Constitution rightly put it. All power is inherent in the people. So if we have the power, what are we doing with the power? Do we know that we have this power? And what constitutes the power that we have? How can the power that we have as citizens be implemented? Sometimes I tend to wonder as to whether how some of us go about our activities in regards to national duties. See people going to representative office, see people going to senator office to beg. It all boils down to the way in which we presented ourselves, the way in which we actually gave these people the power. It boils down to those things. Because if you know your value, you know why you carried, you won't limit yourself. You won't bring yourself to the level where you turn out to be a beggar. All power is inherent in the people. So if I, Rufus Divine Kana, who sits here, know my roles and responsibilities as a journalist, knowing my do's and don'ts, I won't just loosely do things because I have the platform to my disposal. No. I will always try to live in the confines of the ethical standards of the profession. But today, journalism is one of the easiest professions in this country that anyone, when you try the other area and it's looking so high, you can jump in and you see yourself moving and connecting with the movers and shakers, all because it is a very open area. I can say for a fact, there's no restriction. Yeah. Anybody can just jump up today, take a smartphone, take microphone, go places, and at the end of the day, one or two occasions, he called him or herself journalist. Think about that. In other countries, you must go through a lot of scrutiny because the people know, regardless of who you are, when you sit on the radio or take to the airwaves, you gain followers because we are in a dispensation where people go after messages that suit their lusts, where people go after issues that they think within themselves, especially in Liberia, where our country is so gullible and politicized. Inasmuch, Rufus Divine Kane, who sits here and is talking things that are not in favor of the ruling establishment, definitely, automatically, you will have people from the other side who call themselves opposition trooping in to make their own, contribution as it regards the issue that's been discussed. Whether Rufus is doing it right or whether Rufus is putting the country at harm's way or even his integrity at harm's way, no. But when it favors our political quests, oh yes, oh man, Rufus is the best journalist in Liberia. Rufus is the best talk show in Liberia. But when it comes to balancing the issues, making sure to dot the I's and cross the T's, regardless of who you are, then you've been told that you are so out, you are not credible, but not knowing it is the binding duty of a journalist to get both sides of the story. It is the binding duty of the journalist to investigate, implementing the fundamentals of journalism, and leaving you, the public, to be the judge. So you decide for yourself and say, good and evil, choose. So you, as a journalist, you go to unearth these issues, bring it to the public glare without sentiments, and then the public become the judge. But we see, we as journalists nowadays, we are the referee and at the same time the player. What sense does it make? It only boils down to greed It only boils down to political attachment. It only boils down to those things that are not patriotic. Or because a politician can call me and say, oh, Tifa, I got a gas lit, or Tifa, I get another one for you. So, so the role that Divine should be playing, he no longer play that independent role, but rather he says on the radio and become a mouthpiece for government. That's why you have the public relations officers or the public relation arm of institutions. You are not in that range. That's why the public see you as an independent person who's going to unearth the issues and get them to understand what it is so that they make an informed decision. But today, listen to our favorite radio stations and the approaches of journalists to issues of national concern. You tend to wonder if there is a regulatory body. You tend to wonder as to whether there is a regulatory body in the Republic of Liberia. So we only get to know the regulatory body when a quote-unquote journalist is taken to face the law for his transgression, his unethical behavior. Then we say, oh, it's a clampdown on the media. But we are not looking at ourselves. We are not looking at the things that we do. We are stepping our bounds. You will hear a journalist sit on the radio and insult a leader. And we say, oh, yeah, it's fine. It is fine, or because it is in our favor. Last regime, people who are now in government, there were people who read insult at the past leader when he was a leader. And it was favorable for you. Now, it has turned out to be the opposite, reciprocity. Then it becomes a serious issue. So if we can govern ourselves, if we can take up the time to soberly reflect on our deeds and actions and put country first, putting aside our political attachment, our ideology, and looking at the things that covers the whole, morals and integrity, trust me, things will start to pick up and people will get to understand their roles and responsibilities. But we sit there and allow these things to slide under the carpets. Oh, under the disguise, oh, journalist. I'm a journalist. You know I'm a journalist. Take, for instance, you are called to an event, and there is a protocol of the event. They tell you, look, this range you are not to cross for security reason. You want to both do, oh, but you know I'm a journalist? Like, seriously? But you know I'm a journalist? Ah, bro, regardless of you being a journalist, there are rules set that governs that terrain. There are protocols you must adhere to. Not because you are a journalist, so you do not have restriction. That's why our late a professor used to say, the late Joe Moba, when we were at the University of Liberia, he said, there's no news worth dying for. There is no news worth dying for. So when that situation is tension-packed and there's no way possible to access, let go and save the day. Instead of you forcing your way, and then when you are brutalized, there's a clampdown on the media. Come on, my friend. You violated the principles. You violated the code. So we begin with ourselves. We must be able to develop that spirit of nationalism and patriotism. as citizens of this land, our country turns 178 on July 26th. Ask yourself, soberly reflect, and ask yourself, what have been your contribution along the way? Now Liberia is turning 178. What have you contributed in a positive direction to the transformation of Liberia, irrespective of your professional backgrounds? What have you contributed in a positive direction for the transformation of the country? As a journalist, information dissemination, void of biasness, adequate reporting, fact checking, these are basic principles that I can proudly say I walk in line professionally to get people to understand what it is, what we should do and what we are not to do, and leave them with their conscience. Ask yourself, you are seated, you are listening or viewing me. Ask yourself, what have been my own contribution in my little weak way as a citizen of this country, as Liberia look forward to celebrating 178 years? What have been your contribution? Look in your community. There is the proliferation of drug and ghettos. What have you done as a citizen to combat the proliferation of ghettos in the community and the spread of illicit drugs amongst the young people? Have you one day sat and called on a child that you see going astray to talk to him or her? When we were growing up, we opened our eyes on these things. We were privileged to encounter people who discipline us. Henry Willowwood Johnson, how you doing, my brother? Thanks so much for joining. We were able to encounter people who checkmated us and told us that, look, where you are treading is wrong. You need to do this. You need to do that. But our dispensation, this dispensation, the Gen Z's dispensation, they feel whatever they get involved with is the right. They don't listen. But I want to say to you, my friends, my young friends, life is about time and chance. When the time is not right, you will do all you can, and at the end of the day, there will be no progress. You will end up getting yourself plunged into a situation that becomes so unbearable, all because you want this to happen as you think it should. That's what the good old brother told us in Isaiah 60 verse 22. When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. So you as a person, when the time is not right, you try, you try, there's no way. Don't force it. Your persistency and your consistency should be directed in a positive direction, not getting involved into things that become so unorthodox. Then you say, oh yes, and they say you must try. When you feel you must try again, no, not what we're talking about. Brace yourself for the challenging moment. Some of the challenges that you find yourself going through is for the betterment of you and your future. Because most of you, some of the things that you are craving for is not the right time for you to be in possession of them. Because definitely, when you get in possession of these things, you will go astray. You will start to do things that will not be suitable for you and the environment. It's all because of peer pressure. Oh, you've got to see your friend smoking shisha, so you want to smoke shisha too. You have turned out to be a big boy, a big guy now. Mommy and daddy no longer paying attention to you, no longer seeking those answers from you on your dealings. So you think that you're a big boy, you're a big girl, you're on your own. But get to know There is a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof is destruction. Henry Waterwood Johnson joined us from Ethiopia. I say thank you so much for joining, Henry. We appreciate your following. Yeah, Henry Waterwood Johnson, my good friend. My regards to your darling wife and the family. Oh, yes, that's the reality. We want this thing to happen. Oh, yeah, my friend in there, my friend enjoying us. Yeah, me, yeah, I'm just sitting down here. Now, 26 is in the corner. A lot of you pressuring people, a lot of you getting to the truth of people. You want this, you have seen your friends with this, so you want it. Not knowing the implications, not knowing the procedures, but you want it at all costs. Some of you are plunging yourself into an unbearable situation unknown to yourself. Oh, because you see your friend now feel her hair, she put all of the president weed and she got all of Guinea full Liberia blast, so you want your own too. How you got it? But what means? You want to know? You must get it. Whether by hope or crook, you need it. You must get it. And some of you, you pressure people to the extent because you want to live the lifestyle of others where you haven't reached the level yet. You want to live the lifestyle of others. You are from a very poor background, my friend. Then you want to measure arm with people who their family got hand and all those things. Come on, my friend. It doesn't work that way. The good book writer told us, when you humble yourself, what happens? God will lift you up. Time and chance happen to all. Time and chance happen to all. Today you may be in a position. If you do not maximize your time and use it wisely, and when you misuse your time and that time elapses, that's why you see a lot of people today who find themselves out of government, who were in government and did not make possible use of their time in government. They are so angry, they are so ego, they carry that hate, they carry that envious spirit because they did not use their time wisely. They misused that time. They had at the back of their mind that was going to be a continuity. But later they didn't know such a time, such a condition. That's why I always say to people, where recommendation takes you, it takes your character. It takes your character to keep you there. You may be recommended to a very fat job. Oh yes, that's a fun thing. Oh man, you are associated with the gurus in town. They have recommended you to a particular area. You got the job. What is your output on that job? What is your involvement at that surrounding? Are you just going to, or because they may send me there, so I'm untouchable. Nobody can do anything to me. I'm untouchable. You must be creative. You must be innovative so that even when the era of the leadership of those individuals who sent you there ends, you have created a family of your own. You have created an environment that will maintain you, that will sustain you, because you are no longer thinking in the direction that, oh, yeah, because that the president sent me there, or because that the minister sent me there, so nobody can touch me, nobody can do anything to me. That's how a lot of you lost out on opportunities that were afforded you. Whether you were working in government or you were sent to a private institution, you no longer work there because you misused the time you had at the back of your mind, because it was a heavy hand that took you there. So there's no one that can take you from there. You are untouchable. My friend, I must come to let you know that where recommendation takes you, it takes your character to keep you there. And moreover, your attitude will always pass through the office of your character. Your attitude will always pass through the office of your character. So know this. Whatever that is in you, no matter how high you try to hide it, it will still come out through your attitude. That's what makes your attitude 100% you. Do the calculation, do the mathematics, do the placement. A is, when you're doing the alphabetical order, A is our position 1, right? So the word, the letters that make the word attitude, calculate the positions in the alphabet. It will give you 100. That tells you your attitude is 100% you. So I say to my young friends in government, work while it is day, because when night cometh, no man work. That's why you always see the elderly people. Most of you don't grab this thing. You see the elderly people stay in government, making their way, and they have stayed years, decades upon decades. When one government comes, another go, they are still in their positions, they are still peacefully working. You know the reason? Because they differentiate politics from professionalism. Where politics is, they don't carry professionalism there. Where professionalism is, they don't carry politics there. That's why a lot of young people, you are so eager these days, you are so angry these days, all because you miss out on these very few things. These are things that we should also constant and know that it is, whether it was from Genesis to Revelation, it is the rule that governs a professional environment. Not because you chanted battle cry, not because you told banner on your head, you went in the trenches, you did all sort of things to see the government that you propagated the message for come to power. Now they are at the helm of power. You think it is a must that you be handed over a job. Come on, my friend. You are not prepared. What role can you play professionally in a professional environment? Oh, and after we finish turning on the battle cry, we finish doing it, and the people, the divine, the journal won't get a job. My friend, what can you do? What can you do professionally? If I can do anything, any place put me at least so I'm a job be there to be taking salary. Come on, my friend. No. That's why we always call on us. I say us because I am not excluded. We always call on us to do ourselves due diligence to acquire knowledge that we can fit in a professional setting. When you are taken from this point, it's okay. Let's take, for instance, if I was part of the campaign trail and all the kind of propagating messages all around the place, and then at the end of the day, the team that I was on propagating the message, they won themselves the position. You hear me there? I don't know thing. The only thing I know is to jump battle cry. They're giving jobs around the place to people who are prepared. That's why you always hear people say the future is there for the prepared ones. You hear me there? I don't know nothing. Where will carry me? So you know what will happen to you now? That's why you will remain in the party line. Because there's no other thing that you can do in a professional setting. There's no other thing that you can do. You are not capable for the professional setting. So what they will do for you is to keep you in a party. You know, we saw these things happening. There were people who had top-notch positions in party, but they could not appoint them in government because they were not prepared adequately, academically. So to avoid shame, they remain in the party circle. Yeah, you are the chair for this other group in the party. You are the chair for the party. You are the this one for the party. Because academically, professionally, they couldn't fit in the professional setting. You want to be like one? Do you want to be like one? So these are things that people don't understand, and they become so adamant to the extent they go beyond their limits. Let's say welcome to you, Lawrence D. Tutu. Lawrence, thank you so much for joining. He follows from district number 7, specifically Township of West Point. Thank you so much, Lawrence. Professionally, you are not capable, but you want the people to carry you in a professional setting. Who does that? You must be prepared. So that's why, like I said, you see the elderly people, most especially, I always make emphasis to the foreign affairs. Most of the old men down there, they have worked way back. And they, from the youthful days, and they are at this age now, they are still working in government. You know why? Not medicine, the common sense. Because they have separated the political life from the professional life. And in every given society, understand whether even the grown-up men, the grown-up part, the loose era, they have law and order. If you don't know, ask Songa and Rakazame. The street got laws and order. Even the criminals they can see going to people, think busting you through, when they steal, they report to base. There's no crime that will take place in a particular location where there is no head. There is a head. And they will report whatever that was stolen to the head. And decisions will be made from there. So what about a professional setting? If the street can get law and order, what a street man, a street woman, they know the ethics, they know the law that governs them being in the street. What more about you who find yourself in a professional setting? There are laws, there are ethical standards set for you to follow. But most of you, because you have that mindset, you've been brainwashed politically that because it is your party, it is a binding thing that you get a job. You're not even capable to maintain, but you want job on the basis that you were chanting battle cry around here, you were in the trenches for the government, and now the people now take power and they won't see after you. Come on, my friend. You are only fit for the party level. It's a hard truth. You are only fit for the party level because on the national scene, come on. That's the reality, my friends. That's just the reality. And this also goes to those who are fortunate, irrespective of you being how you call it, prepared academically. Amongst your peers, you've been chosen. It is not your right, it's a privilege afforded to you. So, in other words, with that privilege that you have to serve diligently with integrity and morals. Avoid things that will be questionable, that will bring question to your ability. Always work in line. You're in a professional environment. Work as a professional. It is not a military base or a militancy operation. It is a professional setting. I saw most of our friends who find themselves in the security sector. It was surprising during the elections seeing security officers wearing party regalia. How will you be so much overzealous to the point that you breach the ethical standards of the security sector? Let's take, for instance, let me practicalize this thing. Let me give you an analogy. Why some of you think during election period, they don't carry ballot bags to the barracks? Hmm? Why do you think they don't carry ballot bags to the barracks? You know, wherever the ballot boxes go, then afterwards, and when the elections is over and they're doing the tabulation, they call the particular area the votes are coming from, right? Now, take for instance, if you carry a ballot box in the barracks, and then those soldiers or those officers go and vote a particular party, and all of a sudden, that party did not win, but the opposite party they did not vote for wins. You think that party will physically kill, or that person will physically kill with that group of people in the barracks? No, they won't physically kill. So you see, that is just the clearer analogy for you who find yourself in the security sector and you are more or less a partisan. You wore a party t-shirt. And you tell it was something that good, because in Liberia here, they ask everything. We love it so much. You want proof to the higher ups that you are more party oriented. So you wore party regalia while you are in service. You wore party regalia. You're all over the place. Oh yes, showing that you are partisan. So you think the people who took power now will really trust you like that? That's how a lot of you lost your jobs. And let's go to the other professional setting. There is a strict laws on the book that is referred to as the code of conduct. The code of conduct squarely lay out the rules. If you are in this position, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other. You find yourself doing it, you have yourself to blame, because the laws are on the book. But we feel that, oh, that Liberia, nothing, man. That Liberia, anything can happen. And at the end of the day, when the reality shows up, then we start to say we've been witch hunted and all the stuff. Common knowledge, common sense. Lawrence D. Tutu writes, thanks for that important talking point. That just it, Rufus. People mix professionalism with politics. They have refused to draw a line between these two. That while more young people doesn't want to prepare themselves, they prefer to say party slogans all around the place. Oh yes, my brother, that's reality. Oh yeah, now our party. We fought for the party, so we must join our party. So these are common things. The things that matters. We are not paying attention to details. We are not paying attention to these things. Let's come to our professional setting. As journalists, today you hear people who you have high regards for, people who you look up to for direction, people you look up to give you information, knowing that the media is a place where authentic information comes from, and adequate research and things are done for information dissemination. Then you hear the person here, the person who have gone to school at all. The one that is so painful, some of them they have been through the ranks and file of the profession, acquiring degrees. They still, all because of that political mindset, dining and whining in politics. They go against the ethical standard. Oh, our party, our party. Where's the trust? Where's the trust? And that's one thing you carry as a journalist. That's why it adds value to you. But again, most of our friends don't care, or because they are getting 1 or 2 cents from the political gurus and all that kind of stuff, so they don't care to do just anything. Say after, and mind you, I must tell you for free. This also boils down on your upbringing. I always say this to people. Thank God for my parents. They were not worthy, but they have principles. They have values that they upheld. And those moral values were passed on to us. That today we can say safely. We can say safely to whoever that comes our way. We can say safely to whoever that takes we come across, to let them know that these are values that we acquire from our parents. Those moral values that we can't just say anything anyhow, anywhere. Because we are direct representation of our family, direct representation of ourselves, and the institutions we represent. So if we go in our unorthodox way, at the end of the day, it's just like a mirror. Whatever we put out, we get the reflection of our actions. So if you see yourself treading in a path and you find yourself in a professional environment as a journalist and doing things that are not called for, it reflects on your upbringing. A lot of you don't know. You say it on radio, you insult elderly people. It only tells the people or some mannered person that the kind of training you got from whom. So that's why you brought to the public glare. Some of you got good trainings, but you ignore those trainings, all because you want too much too soon and you want to be amongst the numbers. That's, oh yes, these are the big boys and big girls around the place. So you divert all of those good trainings, trash them, and take on the worst things that will send a negative picture on your upbringing. And I'll say to you, it pains a lot because our society is gullible. Some of the things that our friends are doing in the profession, trust me, you see them making it, you see them getting along with it. And these are the people, the so-called people who should have integrity, who should be setting standards. They go for, they call on them, they appreciate them. But some of us who want to follow the trends of dignity and morals, come on, man, I mean, that man go sleep, man. We're talking about critical thing, and I mean, Tivana will come, man. Yeah, Tivana that out can, you know, something like that. We're talking about somebody that will hold the government feet to the fire, whether it's a positive way or the negative way, that the people are looking for. Then we call them to meetings. We call them to secret meetings. Say, my man, that thing you talk about, and you know, and you cannot be doing anything like that. But you need to lower your tone, and you know, there's something here, my man, and you know, right there. You know what you are doing? You are encouraging that man to do the worst because he already know within himself what he was doing. It was a 50-50 basis. He might be punished for it or he may not. So you calling him to soften his tone, his tonality, you have given him ground to say, oh, that's the kind of thing that people learn. So all coming do the same thing too. So let's start lashing. Let's start using inverters on them. That's how the media have turned out to be polarized. That's what's happening. So people who still hold the ethical standards, who serve in a professional environment and wanting to see the right things happening, following the ABC of journalism, you care less about them. These are things that are happening, and we know them. And I can say for facts, and I hold this as so constant. When the time is right, God will make it happen. I don't need to preach the moral standards that my parents laid and I have acquired from them, the values, to just strong it on the bus, or because I want to ride the best of car, or I want to see as one of the top talking journalists in Liberia. No, When the time is right for me to get whatever God has in store for me, I will get it. I need not to malign people's character. I need not to do unorthodox things so that it sends a negative picture on my upbringing. So all these things that you find yourself doing, know that there is life after the microphone. Posterity will judge you. So when you have the opportunity to sit on the microphone to transform the minds of the young people, you use that opportunity to abuse their minds, to tell them to go and cause chaos, to tell them and insult people. You care less. When people tune into radio, all they hear invectives, the other person calling and insulting leader, the other person calling and saying the worst thing. You yourself, you join and doing the worst things that doesn't call for in the media. But yes, these are the same people that they look up to. Oh yeah, my man. Yeah, you know, you gotta listen. You know, you gotta listen. You know, yeah, my man. You can be talking like that. At least you need to lower your tone. And you're like, yeah, you know, come on. That's how our society have gone from bad to worse, because you find yourself doing the wrong thing, and when you are exposed, you call these same people who unearth these unethical attitudes of yours, you call them on the side and tell my man, you leave that thing and let's do it the way do it. At the end of the day, you no longer hear it. The tonality change. That's the role of the media nowadays. I know the truth helps those on the positive side, and it hurts those on the negative side. But our conscience, we won't sit here and allow these things to happen and we keep tablet. We say as we see it. And our conscience will serve us right. And if even the gang against us, the God who sees in secret will reward us openly. I can say for a fact to anybody. I'm not going to preach the moral standings and upbringing of my parents, all because I want to suit the day-to-day activities. I sit on radio and just insult elderly people. Back in the days, when an elderly person hears a younger person using invectives, you will be spanked. And the fear in you that that person shouldn't even tell your parent. So you are, I beg you, be better, help me and let it be so I will not do it again. Don't go tell my parents. Nowadays, you beat the children, but you tell them, but go tell my mom. What my mom do to me? What my papa do to me? Go tell them. You see where we have gone? So these are things. Ill-prepared people preparing ill-prepared society. Ill-prepared people, because this man knows that he is a thief who finds himself in public service and is stealing, and this other man who sits on the radio or in the media, he knows about your deals, he comes up with it, and at the end of the day, you call him, and the both of you are an accomplice of the crime, because the man knows that he's in error, and you've been talking about it, and he calls you on the side to talk. So, and you close your mouth, he gave you hand out. At the end of the day, you can hear you talking about it again. You are an accomplice to the crime. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Liberia deserves better. Ask yourself, what is my contribution to my nation growth and development? It is not only by infrastructure. Morally, what are you contributing? Spiritually, what are you contributing? Because you sit as a prelate, and this person that is in power is, is giving you the 1 or 2 cents and gas slaves and all the things and that, and they are doing wrong, and you don't speak against it, God will hold you responsible. You have your part to play. That's where the moral value comes in. Spiritually, you are a head. So if you see the wrong things going on and you do not speak against it, all you do, you remain silent because you want them to look at you to be bad, and come on. So you no longer talk about those things. You are whining and dining with the power that be. Your punishment is at hand. We are about to celebrate 178 years. What have been your contribution along the way? With that being said, the lines are open. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are numbers to call this wonderful afternoon and form part of the discourse right here on the afternoon conversation on Love FM 105.1. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are numbers to call. Yeah. You see this young, striving young miss trying to make her way professionally into the professional setting, depending on her brain. Say, man, you're wasting your time. You know where I can get you that job until we have something to do. Only those who lack self-esteem will fall prey for that. Only those ones who lack self-esteem. Because I want this job. I am not just wanting the job. I'm capable for the job. I'm the best suited person for the job. Why can't I get unless you go to bed with me? No, you can have your job. There's still time ahead. I'm prepared. I'm capable to get as many jobs as I want. But when the time is right, God will make it happen. And let me say, shout out to those young men who maintain their dignity and pride and refuse to lay down all because of jobs. Because you want to give me jobs and you want to sleep with me. Young men, as well. It's a time that we rise to the occasion. Our young brothers and sisters are getting astray day by day. Visit the entertainment centers. See the young people, what they are involved with. You share tears. So, what the future holds? Who are those to take over from the elderly ones? When these young people are not prepared adequately, isn't that a disaster that awaits us? When the young people are not prepared and we are heading towards the future, what happens? It becomes a disaster. The truth helps those on the positive side and hurts those on the negative side. This is the afternoon conversation. 0887 105 105 0778 665 073 are the numbers to call. Like I said, this drug issue is a national emergency, void of politics. Let us not politicize this issue. We need an immediate approach, holistic approach, collective approach. Not because your son or your daughter is not involved now, that doesn't mean he or she is not interacting with somebody who is already involved. Watch out. Watch out. The end will justify the means. Commercial commitment while we await your calls on 0887 105 105 0778 665 073. Our numbers to call and form part of the afternoon conversation right here on Love FM 105.1. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon.
Are you looking for fast, reliable internet for your home, small business, or office? Look no further. Get the MTN 4G router from any MTN service center today for just $49 Cat 4 router and $89 Cat 6 router, and enjoy connectivity and convenience like never before. No stress, just connectivity and convenience. You can activate your router yourself at any time using MTN Momo or airtime. Just dial *355# and enjoy bundles starting as low as $9.
Rush now and get your 4G internet router. Call 5656 for more information. Enjoy affordable, fast, and reliable internet with Luncell MTN. Business done better.
MTN.
Whoa! MTN mobile money now to you for the first time in Liberia. You can send money from your phone straight to Ivory Coast, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Uganda, Rwanda, Mali, and Senegal. No more stressing on how you will send your children's school fees to Rwanda or your market money to Guinea or even order your goods from Ghana. Momo is now across borders, so just *156*1#, select international transfers and follow the instructions.
Send money instantly and conveniently across Africa right from the phone. Dial *156*1# and select international transfer to cross borders with Momo. Outbound remittance powered by BNB and Lone Star Cell MTN mobile money. If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. The fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you gotta do is to register. Dial *156*5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, now one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you. Yeah, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial *156*5# and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a brighter financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra cash for the things that matter.
Are you looking for fast, reliable internet for your home, small business, or office? Look no further. Get the MTN 4G router from any MTN service center today for just $49 Cat 4 router and $89 Cat 6 router, and enjoy connectivity and convenience like never before. No stress, just connectivity and convenience. You can activate your router yourself at any time using MTN Momo or airtime. Just dial *355# and enjoy bundles starting as low as $9.
Rush now and get your 4G internet router. Call 5656 for more information. Enjoy affordable, fast, and reliable internet with Luncell MTN. Business done better.
MTN.
After the commercial commitment, so we are back indeed to talk about the things that matters. We know that we are not going the way that people normally want to hear you go, but the truth helps those on the positive side. It hurts those on the negative side. If we cannot look in the faces of people who need to hear this thing and tell them their wrongdoing, we be doing injustice to ourselves. Oh yes, we be doing injustice to ourselves. We need to stand up to the occasion. If Liberia is to move ahead, we need to right our wrongs. We need to stand up to each other and be truthful. And not that lip service, oh yeah, you Pagu, you good, you strong. And at the end of the day, we sit in the back and stab the person and say the worst thing about them. You know that this person is inept. You know that this person is not proceeding well. But when they come to you, oh yeah, mommy, you're doing good, man, you're doing good. But you stay on the other side doing, how long? It is not healthy for our democracy. That's why I frown on officials of government who carry on the level of provocation. Yes, it's not right. Provoking the issues. It is not right. You must be strategizing. Like what happened the last time with these guys who came out to say, oh, because they didn't get time now to set a job, so they were demonstrating. I saw a lot of officials, present officials of government, making fun out of it. For which you should use that as a case study, and you go to your drawing board and formulate policies and strategies to counteract, to get the right things done, instead of you making mockery out of it. Oh yes, instead of you making mockery out of it, you must be in the position to wrap your head around something for the level of transformation that is required. But provocation is not the way. You just feel in the frustration, you feel in the bad energy. And it's not helpful for our democracy. All right? So 0887-105-105-0778, 665-073. Let me say happy pre-birthday to my senior brother. That's the man who I'm next to, Pastor Boston Cannon. Tomorrow is your birthday, July 23rd. I'd love to say happy pre-birthday to you. You are there at the Champions Ministry there in the Fender area. Tomorrow is your birthday. Happy pre-birthday to you, Pastor Boston Cannon. And I wish you all God's blessings. You have it here from the entire family. Thinking of you and saying happy pre-birthday to you, Pastor Boston L. Cannon. Yeah. So 0887-105-105-0778, 665-073 are numbers to call. Let's talk about these things. We are asking the question, what have you contributed over the years? Or what is your own contribution over the years to the growth and development of our beloved country, Mama Liberia, as we look forward to celebrating 178 years of independence? Yes. Let's reflect. Soberly reflect. Let's ask ourselves in our little weak ways. But I ain't in government. You don't have to be in government. As an ordinary citizen, you see somebody carrying dirt to throw it in the street where they shouldn't throw it. And you tell them, look, this is not where you should throw the dirt. Please throw the dirt in the dustbin. That's your own contribution. One way or the other, you have saved the street from a dirt. You're looking at the environment and putting the young people together to do cleanup campaign in the community. There's your own way of contributing to the upkeep of the country. You don't have to be in government before you contribute to government, to the country. In your little weak ways, in your prayers, you remember the country. That's your own way of contributing to the country. Because the Bible writer told us, the family that prays together stays together. One shall put 1,000, and two shall put 10,000. So in your little weak ways, your little sinner's prayer, Lord, save my country. Lord, save my country. And sometimes we overlook these words that we utter. And I always say to people, words are like seeds that do grow. You work out in the money, oh, the day too hard. The hard day will end up to be with you, my friend. Words are the seeds. The tongue is sharper than two-edged sword. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. So if you will sit there and just pronounce all the negative things, that's what I found on people when a negative thing happens in the country, they say, this too is Liberia. So is it only Liberia negative things should happen for or happen to? I say no. So we as Liberians, we need to transform our minds. The renewing of our mind. The Bible talks about the renewing of the mind. Regardless of the issues that we are faced with, let us speak the positive. Let us think positively about our country and see if there would not be a physical transformation. You think Liberia harder than Ghana? I beg you, yeah. In Liberia, yeah. Somebody can throw you away. Oh, my man, you ask somebody, give me something and they, but not Ghana. You must work for it. And some of our friends, they go through a lot just to get it. So you here, at least you have the means to get one or two on a silver platter. Then you all there, you cursing your country. All the negative things is should happen for Liberia. But you don't know about other countries. That's why you hear the Ghanaian man will tell you, say, Ghana is the best. He's prophesying those positive things. He's speaking into the heavens. He's speaking to the soil. He's speaking into the existence of the country. And that's why you see transformation taking place. We are far older than Ghana. We gave birth to Ghana. As a nation, we gave birth to them. We have developed areas within Ghana. They got the Liberian role in Ghana. But today, Ghana is far in terms of infrastructure development. Ghana is far in so many things. So as Liberians, what are we thinking? What is our thinking? Politics have taken the fabrics of our society and crushed it for personal gains. Politics. You see, educated people discussing on petty things that doesn't make sense to even the elementary students. Because when you study civics, they tell you government is continuity. Why is all the things? They are just waste of time. They just waste of time. That's why I always encourage you. As government mouthpiece, our friends that are the information ministry, I said it the last time, I'm saying it again. Don't be too combative or don't be combative. Be able to disseminate the information as timely as you can as it relates to government workings. Make sure to tell the people, look, this is what the government is doing. Though there are challenges, but in the midst of the challenges, these are prospects and these are gains. And we are doing all we can to remedy the situation of the hardship. Instead of you making Margaret out of the situation, you can use that means to reach the trenches, just how you did during the election period, so that the little man can be informed. Information is as important as food, water, shelter, and medication. If you are lacking these things, what's going to happen to your body? It will definitely deteriorate. So that's how the society is. If the people are not fed with timely information, it brings out misinformation and disinformation. So if I am in the know of the things that are taking place in the country on a periodic basis, what's going to happen? Somebody was on a myth. You know, it was so funny. I love to see the drama on the social media. These few days, people started posting the travel routes of the NTA bus to the southeast, and people started to appreciate government for the level of work done, maintaining the role in the southeastern part, and in other areas. I saw somebody posting indicating that you had a 1.5 or $2.5 million road. They said something. You see that? Then another person questioned the poster. Say, well, if this road is what you are showing, then where did the NTA bus pass? There was no answer for that. And you see a lot of people, because you are from this party, and I know this person is from the hierarchy of one of the parties. So he was like, since he posted it, and those individuals from the party believe in him, so they started running with all of it. They started running all over the place with that same information. The information is false. So, to tell you, when people are fed with adequate information, it serves as an antidote for misinformation or disinformation. So if people never knew what was happening in the southeast in relations to the road during the rainy season, that person who posted the fake past pictures would have won the day, and everyone would have believed what he said. But because the people are aware, and people who find themselves in that corridor were attesting that, look, what you are posting is not what is happening now. The condition of the road is quite different. And eventually, that other debate died a natural death. So these are critical things. These are things that the people who handles the information arm of government and disseminate government information, these are critical things that you should be looking at. When the people are fed with timely information, it serves as an antidote to misinformation and disinformation. So, like for instance, I'm here. I know very well the mosquito are in the room here, and I'm going to take a rest in that room. I did not take any malaria treatment. I go lay down there. What do you expect? The malaria will overwhelm me because I will be bitten by mosquito, and the mosquito will run. It's because there's no anti-malaria drugs in my system. Ask our friends who live from the Western countries, more especially the US, to come to Liberia. Before they come, they take all of their treatments. They do all of their tests to know how fit they are and know their status. They take the malaria treatment. They take all the little small treatment. So they come in, they know that they are coming to a place where is mosquito prone and all the kind of stuff. So that's how the information dissemination arm is. So the people know very well that the other people from the other side don't want you to succeed. They don't want the people to know what is happening. So they will come up with counter reaction. They will come up with all sort of charismatic approach to get you off track. So if you lose God and just follow them to be, and you when they say F, you say F too. Before you realize, the time has passed you by, and at the end of it, the people would have believed the misinformation, because you who is at the helm of power and you are at the disposal of information, you did not disseminate the information in a timely manner. Like I gave you the reference the last time. These were some of the reasons why the past leadership failed and they were booted out, because there were a lot of good things that they did, so to speak. But because these things were not brought to the public glare, these things were not explained in detail to the public, So the public never knew that they even did these things. So it is so comical to see now that people providing details, information as it relates to dedication that is ongoing, projects that are ongoing, people providing detailed information when you should have provided long ago. You did not. Let's look at the rationale. So you had at your disposal the information to provide it in a timely manner for the understanding of the people to know where you are amidst the challenges. You did not. So it goes to you at the helm of power. If you are not playing that role, if you are not doing the needful, you know now, that was the strategy you use to get yourself to convince the people to go your way by providing some of the information. Though some of the information were factual, but most of them were not factual. So it got the mind of the people comparing the factual ones to the non-factual ones. It got them to make decisions that got the past regime off power. So if you sit there and start doing the same old thing, you enact and sitting down, you wouldn't dare to counteract statements. The people will use the same format that was used against them to counteract and get the people convinced that you are not doing anything. And at the end of the day, 2029 is just right here. They will override the information spectrum. And at the end of the day, the people will say, look, you did not do anything. So get involved, what be it, get foot soldiers, get all of the people. The information dissemination should be as wide as fire. As soon as you open your eye, you see so much information. And it is verified, detailed. Somebody can tell you, say, oh, the road leading to Swaju cut off. You think you're a believer? Because the facts are there. The people are aware. They themselves become an ambassador of the job that you are doing. But again, all of you, you are politically charged, like you are still in the campaign mood. So you have diverted your attention to provocation and countering issues that you shouldn't even be spending time on. With that being said, we'll say time is fast spent. Within the next 5 minutes, I'll be out of here. 0887-105-105-0778 665-073. This message is for those who want to hear it. And it will help those that are on the positive side. And it hurts those on the negative side. But we will say, I said it. I brought it to the table. I discussed it. But people did not adhere to these things. Will we be held liable for it? No, because we saw the need. We provided the information and they did not adhere to those information. These are the results. In past regime, some of us, we said these things, the same old things that we are saying today. We said these things and we were not giving attention. We were not giving ears. And it came to a point where our same old statements that we made came to fruition. And at the time they grabbed the concept, it was late. The people have already resolved in making the change. So if you who at the helm of power now will still sit adamant and play the same laissez-faire attitude and be combative, it's up to you. 2029 is not far. The Liberian people, every election, they develop new strategy. They learn from your old strategy and better themselves. Mahatma Gandhi said the difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing will suffice to solve most of the world's problems, unquote. So these are things that you need to know. Wherever you are at the privileged end to do the needful. Do it. Because there will come a time, like the Bible says, when there cometh no man work, So if you think say 6 years, not everlasting, continue to be like Jessica. At the final analysis, maybe we enter the 4th year, but not 2 years, then you say you want to be serious to carry on massive information dissemination. The people already feeling making that decision. They are resolved. Then it becomes a waste for you now. You waste all the money, you waste all your energy, and at the end of the day, the people results go in line with what they have resolved to doing. My name is Rufus Divine Conan. I lead and other follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. I say to you as always, 2 things in this life you always will remember for. The problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of 2 things. Your fortune and that of your misfortune. Because in union, success is show. With God above, our rights to prove we over all prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending. We meet the fool with valor unpretending. Until I talk to you, follow the rest of our broadcast. Do join the team on tomorrow. John Kessler and Famfuma, they will be around here to present to you the positive show and the afternoon conversation. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for fast, reliable internet for your home, small business, or